A.J. Green and DeAndre Hopkins have come out and started speaking about playing alongside of each other, and it is wild to think that those two are going to be on the same squad. I never played with a guy like D-Hop, says A.J. Green. The guy is unbelievable, man. He embraced me. We don't have egos. He's telling me, like, if you want to run a route and I'm at that position, just let me know. So you have a guy like that, two guys like that in a room. It's going to be unbelievable and feed off of each other. And he said that offense, he thinks, is going to be unbelievable. And obviously you have to say that if you're on a team or whatever, but with the thought that Kyler Murray is coming into his third year, that offense had just flashes of unbelievable. I mean, just moments that were, seems like the offense was damn near unstoppable. You had A.J. Green, who's been, kind of lost in Cincinnati. Okay, no offense to Cincinnati, great city. Hey, great city. No indoor practice facility for the NFL team that makes billions of dollars. So you could think that they're maybe behind in the competitive edge against all the other 31 other teams or whatever that do have that. But he's kind of got lost there. Turnover, coach turnover, quarterback turnover. He's an absolute stud whenever he's healthy. Can he stay healthy? Was he healthy and they weren't playing him and he wasn't playing because it was Cincinnati and they were so bad all the time? These are things we'll find out. James Conner's over there. That team could be a team. Arizona could be a team. And by the way, when you talk about weapons, they're in the conversation, but there's a lot of teams at the top that have great weapons, and there's a lot of teams that don't. So I'd assume Golden Tate's a hot commodity right now.
He should be. I would love to have Golden Tate on my team. He's one of those guys, too. He's not scared to crack block dudes. He's walking downfield. I'm not saying cheap shots, but that dude plays through the whistle. I respect him, man. I love what he does. But going back to A.J. Green and Hopkins, that's pretty rare for Hopkins, a guy like that, to come up to A.J. Green. Hey, if there's a route you want to run and I'm the X and you want to be the Z, hey, you can take it. That doesn't happen.
Yeah, because especially if you're Nuke, right? Because if it's a route that AJ wants for that play, whatever the reason is, and maybe it's you're the second option at that route instead of maybe the third if you want to move in one, or if you become the first option with that route on a play. Nuke, by the way, has probably wanted those routes as well and gotten those routes everywhere he's ever been. Hey, okay, here's the play. Here's option one. Who are we going to put there? Oh, we're going to put DeAndre Hopkins there. Okay, cool. And now A.J. Green, and that relationship is going to be very vital to their success. Can they get along? And we all know, D-Hop is hysterical. He is a savage. He is very confident, as he should be. He crushes, as he does. And then he'll talk shit to people, too, and bury them. It's just that Hard Knocks scene with him and Dante Hall, where Dante was I think Dante was trying to be as nice, hey, listen, if you do this, I won't be able to do this. And he's like, get the fuck off me. Yeah. Hey, you and me are the same, he said. You and me are on the same. And then, the next rep or something, Dante blew out his ankle or his knee on a route that, that is something that has to be remembered. And almost every wide receiver has that mindset because there's only so many balls to go around. There's only so many positions, so much money to be had in the NFL. So whenever people hear a wide receiver is demanding the ball or whatever, it's because their livelihood depends upon it. And in their eyes, they are open. So that's kind of, I don't want to say it's every wide receiver, but a lot of wide receivers have that trait hey, we got to get me the ball for a lot of reasons. We'll be better. It's a deep threat. It's a move, whatever it is. So for them to be on that type of same page and synergy, it feels like just trying to win at all costs. And they got Kyler that can make every throw. That makes them a fucking weapon. But, the Chiefs have the same damn thing. Mm-hmm. The Bucs have the same damn thing. And there are other teams that just don't, and I feel like that is going to be the ultimate equalizer. Who's got the weapons when an injury comes that they can still feed, that they can still go, and who doesn't? I think that's going to be the game. Until it becomes defensive battles again, I think you got to have offense in bundles.
You got to have a ton of depth, too. But with A.J. Green, I played with him for a year in Cincinnati. He's rare for a receiver to where he's not a loud guy, definitely not making any issues, not going to have any problem, but ultra competitive in the game and loves making plays. But I was super impressed. He even said there's no egos between he and Hopkins. I believe it because I've been around A.J. Green long enough. That dude is I don't know. How he runs, how he moves is so smooth. I hope he's healthy and feeling good because it will be fun to watch those two together.
What was it? Yeah, and by the way, the reason why having more than one superstar wide receiver, and I hope why a lot of wide receivers are starting to very much understand this, and it might be a change in the game knowing that there's going to be a lot of passes, but also when people can't slide coverage towards you and you're a superstar, like that is such a gift to everybody on your team. Whenever they can't just have, whether it's the corner, inside or outside backer, and a safety potentially with eyes on you, like T.Y. has seen in coverage before with the Colts, and I assume A.J. Green got that as well in Cincinnati whenever he was the only weapon there for some time, and DeAndre Hopkins probably gets that on a regular basis. By the way, Travis Kelce would get that, Tyreek Hill would get that, Mike Evans would get that, Chris Godwin would get that, Gronk would get that. That is a game changer. That's a complete game changer for Cliff Kingsbury too, calling the offense where he can maybe get a little bit more creative with a little bit more openness, you know?
Well, think of those guys that you mentioned. The quarterback and those receivers know, hey, if I get one-on-one coverage, he's coming to me. The quarterback's like, hey, if it's one-on-one, if they're not helping, they don't have guys, they don't have a guy inside taking away the slant and somebody over the top, hey, get ready because it's coming.
Do you remember that play where Kyler Murray looked out, saw one-on-one with DeAndre Hopkins, and as he was getting the snap, he was smiling. You remember? It zoomed in. It was really, he saw that he was getting one-on-one coverage, and he was like, thank God. That's potentially going to be every play because A.J. Green's there. Now James Conner, Chase Edmonds, obviously. James Conner brings a lot to that backfield.
He does.
They got weapons over there. Ain't that right, Diggs?
2 yards in a cloud of dust.
Oh, this guy.
Tony.
Don't listen to that guy. He is a jaded Steelers fan for whatever reason nobody knows. But I like that AJ and DeAndre are on the same page. And I like the fact that it feels like the game is becoming one of those ones where, like, hey, we're going to be moving the ball a lot. Let's go ahead and stack in the positions that we need. I think guys are realizing that happiness in life and winning is maybe better than just getting the ultimate payday every single time.